Well, hello, everybody. So tonight we're going to talk about how to gain confidence closing as a group. So not the individual close, asking for the sale one-on-one, but how do you set up for that? What do you do before the party, like literally before the party, right before the party starts, and during the party, and as a group that will give you success in selling in sets and selling maybe possibly a higher volume of product. So I asked a few people to type in the chat. Um, okay, so here's one of the things that I do. So first of all, and you're going to want a pen and paper because no one can remember all this stuff. But the first thing I would say is make sure you pre-profile. And so pre-profile means that when I have the hostess text out to her friends her invitation, in her text, and I just learned this a few years ago, which is kind of funny because I've been in the business a long time, is in her text, it says, please contact my Mary Kay girl, Diane, and she gives them my number and tell her what your skin type is so she can have a custom goodie bag made for you. So I don't want to rely on asking the hostess for all her friends' names and numbers. Some women are really protective of their friends' names and numbers, and they don't want you bothering them or stalking them or whatever. So by me giving that to the hostess, her friends are texting me back saying things like, oh, I'm coming to Angela's party. I have dry skin. And I'll usually say, hi, dry skin. What's your name? And then they go, oh, sorry, my name is April or whatever. So I always pre-profile. So part of the pre-profile, here's one of the things I say is I say, and I'll just pick on April because I can see her name up on the Zoom thing. I'd say, so April, I'm so excited you're coming to Melanie's pampering on Thursday. So tell me a little bit about your skin. Is it dry to normal or combo to oily? I start with a really basic question and she'll say something crazy like, well, it's kind of dry to oily. Well, as a consultant, that doesn't help me at all, but I don't say that to her. I say, okay, so she goes, well, it's a little drier around my nose, but then it's oily on my forehead. So then I would just say to her, so if you wash your face early in the morning, how shiny are you by noon? And she goes, oh, I'm not shiny by noon. So in my brain, I'm thinking, okay, she's a normal skincare girl. She's not dry, she's not oily, but she's going to be on the normal to dry skincare. And I'd say, okay, great. And then this is super key. So April, tell me, what is your nighttime routine like? Like, what do you do to your skin before you go to bed? And I do that for me more than her because I want to know, is she already a skincare girl? Is she already using cleansers and serums and eye creams and stuff? Or is she using, I had a lady tell me last week, Head and Shoulders. This lady literally washes her face. She said her skin was very dry, but she uses her shampoo to wash her face. You never know what people are going to tell you. And I always say, don't ever badmouth whatever it is that they're using, as crazy as that may sound. So April says to me, oh, well, I use a cleanser and then I put on a vitamin C serum and then I put on a moisturizer. I'd say that's great. So I'm curious, April, are you over 30? Are you in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s? And she go, oh, I'm in my 30s. I said, okay, great. So I'm taking notes on this. How important is anti-aging to you? Oh, it's really important. I said, okay, great. Well, you're going to get a chance to try an anti-aging skincare system. It is 4 steps. It is amazing. It has resveratrol, which what that basically is it comes from the skin of a grape. So it's a grape acid. It's amazing for your skin. So don't do anything to your face before you come to Melanie's. Just come as you are, and you're going to have a lot of fun. How does that sound? And she'd say, that sounds great. And then I say another thing. I say, do you have any questions for me? And 99% of the time, she will say, no, I don't have any questions for you. And then I'll say to her, well, most women want to know 3 things. So even though she didn't give me a question, I'm going to give her a question. Hold on, I'm just trying to co-host Kelly here. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so when she says, I don't have any questions, I say, well, most women want to know 3 things. They want to know, what are we going to do? How long is it going to take? And what if I fall in love with something? Those are literally the words I use. How long, what are we going to do? How long is it going to take? And you'll see in a minute why this is important to closing. And what if I fall in love with something? So April, what we're going to do is Melanie won a spa session and she chose a microdermabrasion session. So we'll be doing skincare, anti-aging, and a microdermabrasion treatment. How long is it going to take? Kind of depends on you guys. If you guys haven't been together for a while and it's like girls' night out, my presentation will be done in under an hour. But if it's your first night away from your family and kids, you could tell your spouse it's a 4-hour, 5-hour gig. And they laugh, but they go, that's a really good idea. And then I say, and should you fall in love with something, I will have all the skincare sets and everything there with me, should you want to take anything home. But there's absolutely no obligation to purchase. Now, she says, okay, great. And we hang up. Now, what that tells her is that I'm not brand new, because if I've got product to sell, that means that I sound semi-successful. Even if she doesn't know me, I sound like I know what I'm doing, right? She knows that I'm going to have product there to sell. So I'm already getting her in the mode of the potential to buy. Make sense? All right. The next thing is, when you show the repair doesn't look like this. It comes in a box set. And I apologize, I don't have my box right now. Hold on. It comes as a box set. I might have stolen something out of this. I did. I stole the night stuff for a customer. Anyway, but when I have this sitting out, I don't take it out individually. I show them this as a box set. So very rarely do I have somebody say, well, can I just buy that piece? Well, of course they can buy that one piece, but I don't really want to sell it that way because I want them to get the guaranteed results. Well, when they see the miracle set sitting out on your table, they often don't know it's a set sometimes. So what I'd like to do is put one of these at everybody's place setting. So even if you're not, you can put their name on it if you want, but even what I do is their formula, I sit literally one right in front of them. So you can literally set it right at the table in front of April, right in front of the table with Melissa. Now, if you're not sure what skincare they're going to use, whether they want to do repair or 3D, just, take a couple sets of everything, but set them on the table so they see this is a set. Okay. So another thing that I do is in the beginning, I say, what you guys are going to get a chance to try today is 2 different products. And I try not to do a party that's part repair, part 3D. Sometimes that just happens. I did one the other day that all the daughters were in their early 20s and the 2 moms were in their 50s. The daughters wanted to try Time-Wise. The moms wanted to try repair. So I put the 2 moms next to each other and said, you 2 will be doing repair. And I opened the box set. This is amazing. I'll show you a price comparison later, but this is like the filet mignon of anti-aging. This is the caviar set or the pink Cadillac set of skincare. Okay. It is like Spanx. It puts things back where they used to be. That's what I say to them. I said, now this set, again, I'm using the word set, is what they call the miracle set. It is Time-Wise 3D. It defends, delays, and delivers. It is amazing anti-aging with the skin of a grape. It's called resveratrol. So again, I don't talk about, oh yeah, you could get the cleanser. I just talk about it as a set, right? All right. So once they try the cleanser and they try the day and they try the night in the back of the hand or whatever order you're doing it in, then I say to them, and I literally have the product out of my roll up and I say, so let's review really quick. Tonight, if you were going to do this, who remembers the order? It's cleanser, it's moisturizer, and the night goes on in the middle, remember, because you want the night to soak in, and then usually they're out of the box and I'm showing the actual 2, right? And I say, and who remembers the order of the day? Remember, it's this and what goes last. Someone will yell sunscreen stuff. I said, exactly, the day defender. So this is your day routine and this is your night routine. And then of course, eye cream can go anywhere before, after, or during. Does that make sense? So I've shown this now to them and talked about it as a set several times. Okay. Plus they've got one, for heaven's sake, sitting right here on the table. You can even, and I don't know how many of you guys know this, but the brochure that's in there talks about all the benefits of the Time-Wise Miracle set. It talks about what each piece does. You could literally have them get this out and say, feel free to reach into the set in front of you and pull this out. If you want to, you could literally have them look at this. If they don't buy it, you can always put it back in, right? So that kind of gives them the thought of, wow, this is the skincare set. Now, I do something called a mini close. So when we're all done with the skincare, before we go on to either color, or maybe we're going to do a microderm treatment, or we're going to end with gel mask, as soon as I'm done with the last step of the miracle set, I will say to them, now you guys, I'm going to just do a quick pause here because what we've just done is the most important thing you can do to your skin, and that's take care of it with good skincare. If you love what you're using and you get compliments on your skin all the time, and you literally touch your skin in the morning and say, I'm in love with these results, then I just ask you, use up what you have, try ours for 30 days. If at 30 days you don't love it more than what you're using, you get 100% of your money back. That's how important skincare is, and that's how much I believe in our product. So again, I'm telling them, again, it's a set kind of thing, right? Now, then when we're all done, I say to them, so let me share with you guys, I said, it's really important. Biochemists make skincare to balance together. So I can guarantee you the results in the brochure. I can guarantee you that you're going to get results with this. I can guarantee how your skin will do, the kind of results. I know exactly what's in the steps. I know it's fragrance free. It's paraben free. If you say, I only want the cleanser and the day solution, and then you mix it with something else and your skin freaks out, I have no idea why your skin is freaking out. So it's super important, you guys, when it comes to the brand of skincare. Hopefully it's Mary Kay, but whatever brand you choose, use all of one brand of skincare. I literally say that. So now they've heard it how many times? So then when I go to group close, I have this laminated, which is just my set sheet. And you can make up any one you want. I'm about to remake this and take off the sonic brush and put the new Mary Kay skincare set on here, just a $60 one, and have the scrub as an optional piece. But what I do is I say, okay, ladies, and I give them this on paper. I have mine that's laminated, and here's what I put out in the middle of the table, a whole ton of highlighters. I just go down to Dollar Tree and I get a whole bunch of packages of highlighters, and I put a fistful of them in the middle of the table. And I said, okay, everybody grab your favorite color. We're going to do some quick coloring. And so they each have this. Theirs is not laminated. Theirs is just black and white on paper. You don't even need to run them on color. And I'd say, as I go over the sets, I want you to be thinking, if it were free and you went to bed tonight and in the morning, your fairy godmother was going to put in your bathroom everything you circled, what would you circle? What would be your list of like, fairy godmother, this is what I want. If it were free, what would you want? So I'm taking, and I'm having them take any color highlighter, doesn't matter what color. Now, the reason I do a highlighter is because if they just take their ballpoint pen, as we get older, it's a little harder to see that. And I don't want to have to be squinting or trying to read it. If it's circled in orange or yellow or purple or green or whatever, it's very easy for me to see. Okay, so that's the reason why I do the highlighter. So they grab a highlighter and I say, okay, let me walk you guys through this. This is the repair set. I said, when you buy it as a box set, it is 45. It is 45, right? 42, sorry, it's $42 cheaper, less expensive when you buy it as a box set versus if you buy the pieces individually. And this is the repair set. Comes in this beautiful box. And I said that actually counts as 4 sets toward the promotion of sales down here. This is the miracle set. That's what all 3 of the daughters use tonight. This is the 4-step system, and you can add any eye cream to this you want. You can add the repair eye cream, the 3D eye cream, any eye cream, but just the basic set is $116. It counts as 2 sets toward the promotions. And again, this one saves you, is it 15? I should have this memorized, you guys. I'm sorry. You save $12 by buying it as a set. And I said, so with that money you save, you could apply toward the eye cream. I said, okay, then we have the multi-masking set. We have the microdermabrasion set. We have the I Love It set. And since we didn't really talk about this or demo this much, I explain what's in there. We have the Flawless Face set, Radiance Peel set, Satin Hands, Satin Lips, and Sonic. So I go and explain all that, right? So they're circling, blah, 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 blah. Then I say to the hostess, well, why don't you, Melanie, why don't you go ahead and bring out the food? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up over here. And before we do the ticket drawing, I'm actually going to give 3 tickets to the person who would like to meet with me first. So is there somebody who's either in a hurry to go or would love to meet with me for 3 extra tickets? And I always have a wrapped gift, usually in the center of the table. So they're like, if it's a prize motivated person, which is probably the person you want anyway, because she's usually excited, she'll say, pick me, I'll go first. I want 3 extra tickets, or do something crazy. Like I'll give you 5 extra tickets for whoever wants to meet with me first. And whoever meets with me second gets 2 extra tickets. They'll go pick me. Okay, which is great. Then you do the individual close, which I'm not going to cover right now. Okay. So when I sit down with her though, what I first look at is what does she have circled with a highlighter pen? Now I want them to take their paper one home. I have this one laminated in my hands with my lookbook. And she has her paper one all circled. And then you do the 8-point close, which is what we're going to teach on next week. Does that make sense? So by the time they get here, very rarely, I did have it happen this last week, but very rarely will I have somebody say, well, can I just get the moisturizer? So I literally had a gal say, I just want the cleanser. I said, okay, so you're telling me that at home, you already have a really good day product that has SPF at least 30. You've got a good moisturizer and you've got a good night type of anti-aging serum, anti-aging type stuff. She goes, well, I don't really have a serum thing. I've got a moisturizer that's okay. I think there might be SPF 20 in it. So it's combined, but she goes, I just really need cleanser. And I said to her, I said, okay, so I'm curious. I think the gal's name was Jody. I said, so Jody, I'm curious. What would it take? And I'm just curious, but what would it take to have you switch over to this set? Just because I truly want you to get the best results. I want you in 3 days to be going, oh my God, feel my skin. Like I want you in love with the results. And I guarantee if you use it together, that's what you'll be saying. But if you just get the cleanser with your other stuff, I can't guarantee anything. So I'm curious. And she says, well, it's really more of a money thing. And I said, okay, would it matter to you if I let you do half now and half in 2 weeks? So work with them. You don't always have to do that. But the point of it is very rarely will someone want just a piece. So when you can group clothes like that, so notice the clothes and selling in sets literally happens when you start pre-profiling. And you never want to come across pushy. If you pre-profile and she's talking to you and you interrupt her, or you add advice that she didn't ask or whatever, you're kind of starting off on the wrong foot already. Does that make sense? So, and you don't want that. You want people chasing you. You don't want to chase people. So by me, when I pre-profiled April and I said, well, I asked April her questions. Tell me about your skin. Oh, I did forget to tell you one important question. If you could change one thing about your skin, April, what would you want to change? And if she says, oh my God, I have old scarring from acne, I would love to get rid of. I write that down and I put that on her profile card. And so, or on the sheet that I have. And so when I sit down with her, I kind of I make a mental note of who said that. And so I'd say, April, didn't you mention something to me about scarring from acne? And she goes, yes. I said, well, what if you get the miracle set? What if I gave you 25% off the microderm? She might go, oh my God, I totally want to do that. Or whatever. Does that make sense? Now I always also have the special deal sheet with me. So if she says, no, I'll just take this. I said, great. That's 116. That qualifies you for 2 half price items. This month happens to be charcoal mask and gel mask are both on there. You could get both of those at half off. And they go, are you kidding me? So it's a great way to do it. But you don't want to piss women off. You don't want to make anybody upset. You can sell them an individual piece. They're just not going to be as happy, right? They're just not going to be as in love with the product as they would be if they got the whole set. So this is all about you building confidence. And I know a lot of people have said to me, not a lot, but some consultants will say to me, well, I don't want to seem pushy in front of my friends. So have you ever gone to a restaurant and they leave you a menu and then they don't come back to get you your order? And you're sitting there going, maybe you only want to order water, but maybe you're starving and you want a steak, potato, and a salad, right? Who knows? So if they come and get pampered and they're giving you an hour of their time, have the courtesy to close them individually. Now, it isn't about just closing to sell them something. It's saying, did you have fun? How does your face feel? Do you have any ingredient questions? Because if I don't know the answers, I can find the answers. And that's when she might say, well, what is the difference between glycolic and microderm? And gang, if you're new, it's totally okay to say, that's a great question. I'm going to look that up or call our medical staff tomorrow and I'll get you the answer tomorrow. Don't make stuff up. That's not a good idea, right? But know that you can write down any questions they have in the back of their profile. But this is how you close. It's called pre-closing. This is how you group close before the hostess starts whipping out food or pouring wine or whatever. You can do this kind of a group close where they've written all over their little paper placemat, right? They all have their little sheet in front of them, all highlighted, and you're setting yourself over on the couch. And now the hostess is going to serve food probably at the table. Does that make sense? All right. Well, I hope this has helped you guys in building your confidence with this. How it works is practice, practice, and practice. The more you practice, the easier it gets. And the easier it gets, the more fun this is. The point where they're like, can you take my order next? Can you take my order next? Now, I do know some people, many directors who actually hand out a sales receipt. They literally give them this sheet and say to them, every time I mention a product that you would like, just go ahead and write it on here. And if you really like it, put a little star next to it. That way I can answer any product questions of the items that you like. Now, totally up to you whether that's something that you want to do, but I have had several people say that that's how they do their parties. Okay, I hope you guys have found this helpful and I hope this helps build your confidence in closing.